Welcome to Football with Cheese. Hope everyone's having an amazing day. I have some videos recapping free agency. I'm going to do division by division, do 2 divisions each video, so 4 videos. I was going to start those today, but I'm going to wait for some more free agents to sign. There's still about 4 or 5 free agents, like Cooper Kupp, Evan Ingram, for example, Amari Cooper. I want to see where they go first, because that could change the whole outlook of the team going into the draft. So make sure you are subscribed and turn on that bell for notifications so you never miss a video. Anything breaking happens, anything crazy, I will do an instant reaction. So this video, we're going to talk about a few topics. We'll start with Cooper Kupp. We've known for probably a month now that the Rams were moving on from Kupp and that they wanted to trade him. They have told him they are releasing him. They probably were not able to work out a trade because teams knew they'd probably have to cut him anyway. And his cap number, I got it here, is 29.7 this year. So I get that. But if you're Rams, you could keep him and negotiate a different contract. I'm sure he wanted to stay there. It's a great situation. He's won a Super Bowl there. The Rams drafted him. It's the only team he's ever known. It's where he lives. So I'm sure he wanted to stay. So the question is, why are they moving on? Obviously, the cap number's big. He has 2 years left on his deal. He is 31. That seems to be the age for receivers where teams aren't as interested or maybe moving on. There's a lot of receivers available that are 30 and older, like Stephon Diggs, Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen. They're still free agents. Tyler Lockett. And DeAndre Hopkins just signed with the Ravens. Or agreed to terms, can't sign yet. So that's one off the board. But it seems like teams are moving on from these receivers. But Cooper Kupp can still play. He's not the elite player he used to be. But he's still very good. And he can still help a team. The Rams' decision to go with Davante Adams, though, over Kupp is interesting. My theory is Puka Nacua is one of the best receivers in the NFL. About to enter his 3rd year. What a steal. I believe he was a 5th-round pick. I should have looked it up before this video. No notes. So I love doing no notes. Fun. So Puka Nacua has played a lot of slot when Cooper Kupp has been out. Cooper Kupp has missed some time the last few years. And Puka Nacua fills in at slot. And I think that's why the Rams are moving on. 2 main reasons. Cooper Kupp is just not able to play every game. There's always some kind of issue with injury. And Puka Nacua seemed to be better in the slot. So they're going to move Puka into slot. So they need an outside receiver. So they signed Davante Adams, who is around the same age as Kupp. But he just hardly ever misses time. I think in 7 seasons with Green Bay, he missed 8 games. So on average, 1 a year. So that's the big difference. Why they moved on. They want an outside receiver and they want to move Puka into the slot. And like I said, Cooper Kupp does not play a full season, but if he does, you're getting a great receiver who can run routes, who can get open. You know, those 3rd and 4s, 4th and 3s, that's what I'm looking for. And there are a number of teams that could use a receiver like that. Cooper Kupp primarily plays the slot. There aren't a lot of teams, I was looking at it, let me pull it up here, that really need a slot. The Broncos would be the perfect fit, in my opinion. They could use a veteran receiver, especially someone from the slot. Please don't go to the Lions. There are teams that could use help at slot, like the Jaguars and the Patriots, but do you want to go to a bad team at this point? Yes, he's won a Super Bowl, was the MVP, but does he want to go to a bad team? Does he want to chase the ring? I think he wants to go to a good team. I don't think he'll end up in Green Bay, but they need to call and they need to look at him. My estimation is the Packers can spend about 15 to 18 more on their cap. You can't use the whole cap because you have to sign the draft picks and you have to have some cap wiggle in season to sign guys when other guys get hurt. So Broncos is my best guess. If he doesn't care about going to a winner, then probably Patriots and Jaguars are probably 2-3. And one more team that would be crazy is Pittsburgh Steelers. I know. They just got Metcalf. They have George Pickens, but they could use a slot. Can you imagine that receiving core? And what if Aaron Rodgers goes there too? Holy crap. So, doubt it. But if the Pittsburgh Steelers sign Cooper Kupp and Aaron Rodgers, can you imagine the fan base for the Steelers? They would go crazy. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, the rumor is the Giants and the Steelers both want him, and they'll settle for Russell Wilson if Rodgers does not sign. I'm not sure what's going through Rodgers' head. He's a complicated fella. Pittsburgh looks like a good fit on paper for Rodgers. I'm not sure it's a great fit, though. I don't see him getting along great with Mike Tomlin. Rodgers wants to dictate the offense. He wants to have full control over making audibles. He and Matt LaFleur didn't always get along because Matt LaFleur didn't give him as much leeway as Mike McCarthy did at the end. McCarthy probably gave him too much. But Rodgers basically picked a bunch of his players, picked his coordinator in the Jets. That's what he wants at this point. He's set in his ways. That's who Rodgers is. He's high maintenance. I wouldn't call him like narcissistic. He's not like LeBron level, but he's a little bit like that. Like he wants to dictate everything. He wants everything a certain way. I don't think that's the way Mike Tomlin and Pittsburgh Steelers run an organization. Plus, Rodgers likes to have one receiver where he looks at first. And if that guy's not open, then he will go through his progression and look at other receivers. He did it with Jordy Nelson, did it with Devontae Adams. And I'm not sure which receiver in Pittsburgh he would go to first. Would he look at Metcalf first or would he look at Pickens first? And both of them are going to want the ball. So it looks good if they sign Rodgers. It looks good. Look, they got Metcalf. They got Pickens. They got Rodgers. I don't know if it'll work, though. It could completely blow up in their face. So we'll see. That's just my thoughts there. The Giants should not sign Aaron Rodgers. They should not sign Russell Wilson. If the Giants sign one of those guys, they're going to win 6 or 7 games. That's what's going to happen. Maybe if you're lucky, 8 games. And then you're picking in the middle of the draft, and you're not getting one of the top quarterbacks next year. Just roll the dice with Tommy Cutlets. His name is Tommy DeVito. His nickname apparently is Tommy Cutlets. Roll with him, or sign a crappy backup. Just have 3 bad quarterbacks on your roster. Why not? But Joe Schoen is not going to do that. The fans wanted him fired. The Mara family decided not to. They wanted to show patience and give him at least one more year. But if he has a horrible year, he might not have a job. So it's like a catch-22. Giants, you don't want to be stuck winning 7, 8 games every year and signing the older quarterback, not have a franchise guy. But at the same time, don't you want to pick first next year? I do. Because the Giants aren't winning the Super Bowl. They are nowhere near the Eagles. They're nowhere near Washington as far as in the division. They're not better than Dallas, in my opinion, right now. Who's third? If you just look at the rosters, they're the worst team in the division. Way behind Philadelphia and Washington. So they're not winning the division. Even with one of those quarterbacks, they're not making the playoffs. They're stuck, to be honest. They might have been better off just firing Joe Schoen and bringing someone new who had a 3 to 5 year plan. But now, Joe Schoen's going to do everything he can to try to win next year, in my opinion, try to keep his job. Same thing Ryan Poles is doing in Chicago. But Chicago's in a different situation because they at least think they have I don't know if they have their franchise quarterback. We'll see about Caleb, but they think they have their franchise quarterback at least. The Giants definitely do not. So, anyway, those videos are coming, recapping each division. We'll do West, then we'll do East, then South, North, some kind of order like that. Probably start with the West. So make sure you are subscribed and turn on the bell for notifications so you never miss a video. Comment down below, where do you think Cooper Kupp will end up? And what do you think the Steelers and Giants should do about quarterback? Like this video. Likes help so much. Check these videos out if you have not. And I will see you in the next one.